We'll go a little bit further. If we delve further, more deeply into this, we come upon other understandings. Although the sin of Lashon Hara, speaking negatively about another, where it has no constructive value, is something very extremely negative and serious. Now, it's interesting. At one time, there were many things unknown to mankind. The whole concept of pollution, polluting the atmosphere. Only, years ago, if you grew up in the 50s, if you drove through New Jersey, you had to keep the windows closed. The air was so foul and so polluted, and the pools of water that you saw alongside the turnpike, they were actually green from chemical pollution. The smog, the rivers, everything. But for years they were polluting everything. Chimneys were bellowing endless pollution into the atmosphere. Everybody was breathing this. Nobody even realized what it was going to bring about. But ultimately, eventually, the whole atmosphere became polluted. There were carcinogenics in the atmosphere. You breathe it in, God forbid, over time, a person could die. Contracts all kinds of illnesses. Just as we speak about physical pollution, there's spiritual pollution. When, today we're in touch with magnetic fields. They say there's studies that a person lives near cell towers because they have certain magnetic fields. There's a great incidence of cancer. People live in that vicinity. Visually, you see nothing. But because of these magnetic fields, it impacts on the structure of the atom of the person, breaks it down, breaks through the immune system, wears it down, the person becomes susceptible for cancer and all kinds of illnesses. When we sin, we create a certain negative energy, and that energy goes into the atmosphere, and it actually detracts from the purity, and it creates blockages that all the systems, which normally the purest blessing flows through, they become clogged. The world takes on an earthiness. And the more earthy the world becomes, God says, I have less interest in this world. That's not the world I created. Now, there's a question which is asked, a very obvious question. Whenever you speak about evil, the most evil community in the history of mankind was Sodom and Gomorrah. And the level of destruction they experienced was cosmic destruction. Sodom and Gomorrah, but because they were royim v'chatom l'Hashem od, they were evil, and they defiantly rebelled against God on the most extreme level. God destroyed them. So Rabbi Chanan Wasserman, he has a work called Kovitz Maimorim. It's a compilation of essays which he had said. Right, as a question. A non-Jew is only liable when he violates the 7 Noahide laws. Yecheskel HaNovi writes, why was Sodom destroyed? Because lo poshtu yad lo oni, because they did not extend their hand to feed the poor. That was the claim against them. They would not feed the poor. The Gemara tells us, if a poor man would come to Sodom, he'd come, and each person, he would knock on his door, he would give him a large golden coin. So the poor man says, something? I can't waste my time. I have to take advantage. See, they have this sack, and he'd go from house to house, accumulating coins all day long. He hasn't eaten, he hasn't drinking, he hasn't drunk, and he has this sack filled with gold coins. And every gold coin, something was peculiar. The benefactor engraved his name in the gold coin when he gave it to the poor man. Poor man, you don't ask questions. Person gives you a gold coin, you take it, you don't ask questions. But he realized what happened. It comes the end of the day before sundown. The man is barely alive. He needs food, he needs drinks. He goes, now he has a fortune of money. Knocks on one of the doors, he says, something? Could you give me some food? Could you give me some drink? He said, I'm sorry. This community doesn't give food. We don't give drink. I'm willing to pay for it. Sorry. We don't sell food. We don't sell water, drink. The person expires and dies. Everybody goes, reclaims his gold coin, because each coin is engraved with the one who gave the coins. This is Sodom. Lo poshnu yad loni. They gave the coin, but that they didn't give it. It was given initially to retake possession of their gold coin. So Rabbi Chanan Wasserman asks, but the obligation, a non-Jew has no obligation to give charity. There's no obligation to be charitable. So if there's no obligation to be charitable, to be merciful, why is this the basis for their destruction? They shouldn't. By the Mabul, the great flood, it says, Lo nigzar zadim ela lageso. They stole. Stealing is one of the 7 no-hide laws. But not giving charity is not one of the no-hide laws. So why were they destroyed? That's the question Rabbi Chanan Wasserman asks. So what he answers, and we're going to end with this, that when God created the human being, the fabric of a human being, the fabric